Hello, barbecue enthusiasts. It is Sunday, April 7th, 2019. This video is a whole lot of nothing. It's a video for the sake of making a video. I had planned earlier this week to haul a smoker with an insulated firebox up to another location so I could do a direct comparison of the quality product that comes off of a smoker with an insulated firebox as opposed to one with an uninsulated firebox. So I say to my wife, I'm like, hey, hon, I'm going to haul the smoker up to the other location and so I can do a side-by-side comparison of the two smokers. She's like, well, what do you want to do that for? And I'm like, because I want to make a YouTube video in case anybody might be interested in that information. She's like, well, why don't you just cook the ribs down here, and then the next time we're up there, you can cook some ribs up there and you can tell them if there's any difference. And I'm like, because that's not a side-by-side comparison. And she's like, well, that sounds stupid to me. And I'm like, fine, then I won't do it. So I didn't do it. So here I am. So what I'm going to do today is I've got a boneless leg of lamb that I'd picked up at Sam's Club a few months ago. It's been knocking around in the freezer, so I finally pulled it out. I've never done one of these before, so this obviously is not a how-to video. How can I tell you how-to if I've never done it before? But I've got the Lone Star Grillz 30 by 36 firing up here. In fact, it's about up to temperature now. Just getting ready to throw that roast on. So again, I've never done one of these before. I do a lot of lamb chops on the smoker. Lamb chops are really good on the grill, and the smoker just adds that little bit extra to put them over the top. They're really good. So and I do the lamb chops just like I do a steak, a ribeye, or a T-bone, anything like that. I just smoke them at low temperature and then do a reverse sear at the end when they're getting close to their target temperature, internal temperature. The leg of lamb today is a little bit different. It's going to be, I'm going to use the same method I would for a rib roast because it's very similar to a rib roast in size and in kind of shape. It's a little less uniform, I guess, in shape, but anyway, I'll just put that on here. And so anyway, I'm gonna run in and grab that here in a minute. So again, not a whole lot here. No reason to stick around unless you're just bored out of your gourd. I noticed on my YouTube channel, I was on there a few days ago, and I've got like 3 subscribers now. And I can only assume that they're probably some audio video instructors, and they're showing their students what not to do. Apart from that, I guess my channel is kind of broken down into 3 major themes: barbecue, boating, and aviation. Even the barbecue guys have to be desperate to watch this. So, but sorry for you boating and aviation guys. I've got a sailing video uploaded already. I haven't posted it yet or made it public yet, just because I didn't want to saturate my channel, or YouTube rather, with my crappy videos. Because they are crappy. I can take solace in knowing, I guess, that in a possible dystopian future where they're doing like mind control, brainwashing, reprogramming, Clockwork Orange style stuff, that my videos will probably feature pretty prominently in that. But apart from that, they're pure hell. So anyway, welcome aboard, and hasta la vista if you're taking off at this point. So I'm going to go get that roast. Okay, so there it is, ready to go on the smoker. And by the way, I am going to do that firebox comparison probably in the next week or 10 days. And I'm not going to tell my wife what I'm going to do before I do it. I'm just going to load the damn thing up and haul it up there so she can't shame me into not doing it again. Anyway, I'm going to throw this on. Not that anybody cares. Okay, there we go. It's on the smoker. Like I say, I'm just going to do this just like I do my lamb chops. I very simply season those with salt and some seasoned pepper. That's all I did on this. This already came trussed with some netting on it. Hopefully that'll hold up to the sear. I haven't decided yet whether, I always do my rib roasts with a reverse sear, usually on the grill. I did a recent video where I had done a couple of ribeyes and reverse seared them on the griddle here, and they turned out pretty good. I thought they didn't retain quite as much of the smoky flavor as they do when I do the reverse sear on the grill. My wife thought they tasted at least as good, if not better, than when I do them on the reverse sear on the grill. So I really haven't decided tonight yet whether I'm going to do the reverse sear on the grill or if I'll do it on the griddle over here. So, but the griddle's already hot, so might as well maybe give it a try. And since I've never done one of these before, I'm not going to know the difference. I'll be flipping this about every, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. One thing about this cooker is it definitely cooks from below, as opposed to the horizontal offsets where you're maybe getting a little more airflow, top and bottom. Typically more from the bottom, but definitely coming from the bottom here. So I made that mistake on a rib roast one time. Won't make that one again. Okay, progress report. Probably about time to throw on a couple more sticks. I've already flipped this once, and it's time to flip it again. So I'm going to stoke the fire, give this a spritz and a flip and a spritz, and probably ought to check the temp too. Not really sure how fast this is coming up to temperature, but that's about it. Ooh, it's pretty tough. Whoa, that's been on an hour. Holy cow. Not sure that thing was completely thawed when I put it on. Huh, yeah, that's pretty chilly. And we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so an update. About an hour later, just gave it another flip and a couple of spritzes, and stoked the firebox. And despite the shockingly low temperatures, the last go around we're between 90 and 100 now. So shooting for about 140 on this for medium rare on the lamb. So yeah, dinner's going to be a little bit late, but not as bad as I thought. Coming along. Okay, so here's the dealio. It's a little while later. I've kind of lost track of time, and flips and spritzes, though I did just flip, spritz, and take a temperature. I've had a few of these tall boys now. The keeper, my handler, is still at a pie auction, and it looks like dinner's about ready because the internal temperature on this thing is, yeah, about 118 there. Getting way too warm over here. I think I said about 140 internal temperature is what I was looking for. I meant about 135, and look where we're at there. So I've got to get this thing seared. I'm not going to have anybody hold the camera, so I'm just going to have to sear it without you guys. And yeah, because I'm not feeling any pain now, I'm not going to worry about firing up the grill. I'm going to put it on the griddle over here. So anyway, I've got a joke about this. I can't really tell in mixed company. Could I tell it in mixed company? Can I figure out a way to tell it? Okay, let's give it a shot. What does sex in a canoe and Coors Light have in common? They're both effing near water. That's going to get me kicked off of YouTube, I'm sure. So anyway, I'm going to sear that, and if I can, I will try to show you what it looked like on the inside. Hey guys, if you like this, or if you enjoyed the content, how does that go? If you enjoyed the content, or if you enjoyed this video, if you like the content of this video, yeah, I think that's what they say. If you like that content of this video, whatever the hell you do, don't like or subscribe. That's not why I'm doing this. This is strictly for my entertainment. Hope you guys enjoy it. Well, nobody's left. I mean, who's watching this? Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. Geez, oh Pete, that's it. Who'd be watching this? Anyway, have a dandy day. Okay, just off the smoker and just onto the griddle. Have a sip from the tall boy. The boss still isn't home. Well, I forgot to time it. By the way, I'm using these. You guys ever use any of these things? Yeah, they work okay. If you got to handle hot stuff on the, but in these at least you can throw in the washing machine. I don't use them very often. If I have a choice, I use some paper towels or something. Just because these kind of take all the rub, seasoning, and everything else off your deal. Not that the paper towel doesn't, but this seems to be a little more awkward. Anyway, but they do work. They're better than the silicone gloves, I think. Easier to wash anyway. Because again, you can drop these in the laundry. Okay, I'm rambling. Give it a flip. Yeah, and it looks a little dark because I was rambling. Okay, so I don't know how this is going to taste, but you cannot believe how this smells. I don't know what it is about lamb fat, but when it renders, oh my God, talk about meat candy. I mean, bacon is fantastic, but lamb fat is better. Okay, so here's one thing I learned. In doing the sear on the griddle, the internal temperature of the meat actually started to drop. We're getting a nice sear on the outside. I've had to throw it back into the smoker. So I'm going to let the internal temperature come back up a little bit. We'll pull this off and let it rest a little bit and then carve it. All right, ready to plate. I haven't tasted it yet, but it looks pretty darn good, and it smells awesome. Have a dandy day. Conclusion, not at all bad. Obviously, the reverse sear didn't work well on the griddle. The internal temperature actually started to drop on the meat, and I had to put it back into the smoker to bring it up to a medium rare, 135 degrees. Didn't take long at all to do that. It wasn't a big deal, but and it obviously turned out well. So, but for future reference, I would definitely do the reverse sear on a grill for a piece of meat like this, just like I have been doing on rib roasts and that sort of thing. So, the other thing I failed to consider is that this is more like a roast. Unlike lamb chops, you're not getting a smoky and sear in every bite. You've got that interior meat that is not affected by the smoke flavor at all. So just like you would with a London broil or a rib roast or anything like that, where you'd have some au jus or some horseradish to go with it, I think this would benefit from something like that. And I'm not really sure what you would use. I mean, the lamb tasted good, tasted like lamb. You just didn't have the advantage of the smoke and sear flavor on it. So I know mint is a thing with lamb. I'm not a big fan of mint. So I did use some habanero sweet mustard that we had on hand. That was okay, but that's more of a beef thing. It didn't really accent or augment the lamb well, I didn't feel. So anyway, if anybody has any suggestions about that, let me know. Apart from that, I hope this was useful to somebody. Have a dandy day.